Hello, guys. Welcome. Welcome to another episode of Ripster Daily Trade Recaps and Daily Teachings. All right, guys, big earnings days, although the action was not that crazy as expected, but it was all right. So there's a lot of recap. I'm going to go fast today. I'm going to go through all the plays real fast. Trying to wrap this up here quickly. Let's do a quick introduction for anybody who's new to my YouTube videos or any new to me, new to my Twitter, new to my our community. All these recaps and all these teachings are from any ideas that I share on the Twitter, on previous YouTube videos, or it mostly from my community. Um, we we trade a repeatable system. Where thousands of traders use this repeatable system to trade consistently across the world. We trade repeatable setups. We use Ripster EMA Cloud system to trade in the stock market, be it the stocks or options, whatever. You can go to ripstereducation.com and you can see that how the system and the education that I provide for years and years, free education that I provided has changed so many lives. You can go to Tenant Trade Group as well, and you can see that how it has impacted. So, anyways, this every morning, for the trades that we do every day, we have a game plan. We make a game plan. I am live in the pre-market making this game plan live, and you can see today's game plan was Tesla, Microsoft, IBM, Meta. I also tweeted this game plan free on Twitter today for my followers as well. So, based upon this plan, we buy or sell or short or buy puts or calls and options in the market, and we trade accordingly. This is and based upon our repeatable setups, we provide this game plan every day. In addition to that, we provide a lot of other documentation as well. For everyday planning, we have our daily levels. We provide. You can post the screens, and you can use these levels to trade yourself with Ripster EMA Cloud System. We provide the levels for coin, MSTR, and Bitcoin, and we're also going to start working on providing the futures levels as well. Big futures webinar tomorrow. Make sure you join. The link is on my Twitter. Ripster Clouds and futures webinar. That's going to be a good one. Anyways, so we provide all this and we are ready for the day. And when the market opens, I'm on the voice for 2 to 3 hours, guiding the traders through to various trades, making sure they're making the right decision and making sure if there's a good idea, sharing that trade idea with them. We have a bunch of tools on our community. We have you know 3 4 options: flow scanners, stock scanners, breaking news alerts, audio alerts, all these tools which are worth $500-600 per month, which is free in the community if you become a member. Educational community, not an alert service. Thousands of traders are on our trading floor sharing the ideas all day long, trading with the system, not gut feeling. So let's see how we do it, and let's recap today's trade. I will show you my timestamp guidance. I can't really show you my voice guidance, but I can definitely show you how we manage these trades. We'll look at the pre-market game plan and we'll see how they panned out. Let's start. All right, let's start with IBM. Like I said, I'm going to go a little fast, so try to catch up here. What I say, make sure you watch my 1,000+ previous recap videos, shorts. So if you do not understand a lot of stuff in this video. So, anyways, IBM reported amazing earnings, and IBM was gapping up. That's how you play the gap and go. So you see that the chart on IBM was all-time highs. This makes it an A+ setup. There is no resistance on the top. Every investor is in money. So that's a nice breakout, making it an A+ long. So as soon as I saw that, and we can see the game plan from the pre-market here. Let's go to the game plan. See what was my plan. My plan on IBM was long over 245, gap fill under, bullish to neutral bias. So 245, 252, those were two levels on IBM. As soon as I saw IBM breaking out of this level on the first candle strong right here, I told everyone in the community my guidance to get long on IBM. Let me show you that. So I told them so that we have a long, and because why? Because our EMA cloud system tells me it's a long. It's bouncing from the EMA clouds. It's breaking the levels we planned. The daily chart is bullish. The daily chart is all-time high. It gives us a nice conviction that it's going to work out pretty nicely because I have traded these setups 1,000 times and I can tell what it's going to do with very high probability, as you might have seen from a lot of these recaps. So anyways, IBM was long versus the cloud. I gave the 260 target right at the open. I gave the 260 target. We hit our 260 target um, you know by 10 a.m. from 9:31 to by 10 a.m. we traded from the 250s, and we it went 261. Beautiful trade. The options really went 150%. If you traded with $1,000, you made 1,500 $2,000. Some of them even went crazy. But if you risk you long here, look at my timestamp. You long at 249s, 250s, you're risking $2 to $3, but you're making $10. So you're risking $1,000, you're making $3 grand on this trade. That's how the risk reward is, right? And this was our setup. If it had broken down under this level, we would have done a gap and crab setup, one of my other favorite repeatable setups, right? So beautiful winner today, very high probability and very profitable long setup. Let's go to the next one. So let's talk about Meta now. Meta was good if you took whatever it gave. It did give us, it did give us like 10 points, 10 points, but it couldn't do anything after that. So Meta was long versus 687. Why was that? Let's look at Meta. Meta was same thing, bullish chart, but there was no consolidation on Meta, and Meta was still under the pre-market highs. So understand the difference, how to play this gap and go, what's going on with IBM and what was going on with Meta. So Meta, the plan was pretty straightforward. Support level given, resistance given, only long if 3450 clouds hold, bullish to neutral bias. So, and 700 was another breakout, 680, 688 were another two levels. And you saw that once it, held that 688 level and it becomes a long on that swipe candle, and you get long right away. And our target was 710, right? We are long on 938. And, it did push to 710. It did make that move, our first target, but then it kind of came down. So the thing is here, right? But if I'm not getting this flag break, this third candle is my warning signal. Either I have to make a judgment call to get out of this trade, or I can wait for 512 breaks. It's up to us, right? But if by the time it's at 512 breaks, if your entry is high, you need to get out and wait for the lower. So, but it came back, broke 512. We gave back the profits on the longs. It did not work. And then it was a short, 512 short, beautiful 512 short, and then dipped back. Let's see here on Meta. That's, look where it bounced. That's the MTF cloud bounce. It's a C minus D minus bounce. You can trade it long there if you want. I don't usually take those long setups, but if you see that there was a level I mentioned in 680 in the pre-market right here, 680. So once it bounced for 680, it becomes a B minus bounce setup for the trade, but it still remained heavy all day long, right? So anyway, so that was Meta. You can see my guidance here, timestamp guidance. You can see that what happened at the open, it could not get over the highs. Once the 512 breaks, look how the system works. Once it broke this 512, right away you hit the puts, you're gonna make a lot of profit when it hits right through the MTF clouds. And that's why I told everybody to stop out here. Right away, I told them to stop out. And I did tell them that this is going to flush to the MTF clouds. I can already say that it's once it breaks 3450 cloud, it's going down to the MTF clouds. Those are always the targets. The short was much better. A lot of traders took the short in the community than the long because it has a bigger range. So always be ready to change the bias. Manage that if the long is not working it on the short side. Okay. So anyways, let's go to the next one. So next one I'm going to quickly talk about is Tesla. All right. So let's go back to Tesla. Tesla was clear, nothing to see on the daily chart, but the plan in the pre-market was I gave two levels, 400, 394, breakout 408, 4013, bullish bias to long as 400 holds, 394 another support, MTF clouds above for the breakout. But if you see carefully, Tesla never broke out of the 413 level I gave. Why was that? This was a level from the pre-market. And there's also kind of a resistance if you go on the daily or weekly chart. You can see that this was like a previous breakout level, big breakout level. So that was a resistance. Always look at the previous support becoming new resistance. And in addition to that, it was also 20 EMA on daily chart. That's our 20 MTF clouds. So my strict guidance was no long. no long. And when I saw the 400 breaking down, even though you can take a short earlier as well, it's a C minus short. But once it broke 400, I said you can short. I said it will be short under the MTFs. Once it broke 400, you can take the short. You can short under the MTF cloud. The target I gave was the targets I gave were 385s and 380, and we hit that 385 target. Look where it's bouncing. Ripster MTF cloud, right? So when I say that our system is high probability, because it is indeed is. You have your resistance points, support points, you have a high probability till where the stock can go, where you can buy the calls, where you can buy the puts. I personally don't trade these, but I love hammer candles. Hammer candles are good if you get a good entry to long back here, but I definitely told everyone to cover into the MTF clouds. See what I said here. Take some profits at MTF. Take some profits at MTF. So always tell everyone to take those profits at MTF clouds. Beautiful bounce from that MTF. And then there was another short here at MTF, upper MTF. This is a 1 hour MTF cloud, and it's pulling back. And then at end of the day came the longs. At end of the day, because I told everyone, put your stops at 396. Close the shorts. It's a curl setup. Add curl. Stops at 396. Add more over 400. So 400 failed for once, you see here. But then I said, stop out under 396 if it breaks that. But it never broke that. And look, when I said add over 400, it went on to push over 400 for a nice little trade into the MTF clouds. So it's very important to learn and understand this one example, the power of my multi-time frame Ripster clouds, how I use them. Nobody was using the daily, hourly EMAs for day trading. Before I launched the MTF clouds and showed all the traders the power of these MTF clouds, right? I don't use VWAP, nothing. I stick with one system, and I try to teach you guys. That's how I have made thousands of profitable, confident traders who stick with the system. And the reason that I don't, we don't promise like, oh, we make you money, but I promise you one thing: if you stick with the A plus setups, right? Today it was, you will save a lot of money. Imagine you were long on 400 on Tesla right in the open without a system. That are you going to long it and or just make a prayer and long Tesla? No, that's not going to work. Tesla is definitely short there with the system. So there is no long. It's short with the system. There is definitely no long, and you could save a lot of money following the system. So complete guidance in the community, step by step, morning short, this another short, and then this call. Beautiful winners. Both Tesla paid us both ways today. So Tesla paid us both ways. Very interesting and good good trade here. Traders trading Tesla both ways. It's really good trade. Very proud of traders in the community who traded and just literally killed Tesla. Let's go to the next one. All right, so let's look at Microsoft quickly here. So what was Microsoft doing here? Let's look at the complete. So Microsoft was a short at the, it was a failed long. This is a failed long because we tried to long it, it failed. And then it was a short here, right? The 512 short. And then it failed the curls again. So Microsoft was not really, I mean, it was, no, it only good trade was this short setup, but it was a loser on that failed long. So this was a loser here. But again, why it was loser, because it's under the 3450 clouds, which is an ultimate 10-minute chart. It is under the 1 hour clouds. It's under the daily MTF cloud. So the reason why Microsoft was weak, because it's under a bullish trend, bearish. It's the it is most of the labels are on it are bearish. I'm building some long-term swing labels you will see there, but you can see that we were these. It's all so the chances of Microsoft pushing are much lower than when something is trading like IBM. It was trading over all the clouds. So you just have to figure out the trend. So anyways, long was a loser. Good short by the many traders in the community. Here's the timestamp recap. You can pause and watch it. All right, so next we're going to look at NVIDIA here. So let's see what was NVIDIA doing today for us. So NVIDIA today, guys, was a short, right? Let's go back to our morning plan here. So let's look here. What was the plan that I gave? Long if 122 holds, bullish bias if semis are strong. 122 support, 124 resistance. So you see that it never pushed over the 124 resistance. Never. And it was so heavy because semiconductors were heavy at that time. It tried to push, the folks in the community asked me if we want to long it. I said, no, I do not like it. I'm not confident about it. You clearly see that, it's hard setup. It's under. So one thing you need to know, guys, is the importance of a 1 hour MTF clouds. 1 hour trend is bearish. Just like I showed you what Tesla was doing. NVIDIA is under 1 hour trend, daily trend bearish. Everything is bearish. So you see, we were heavy, no longs. We were short versus 123. Um, 120. I said if 120 gives up, it could see lower, and that's what it did. 120 gave up, it fell lower, and then came the curls, and I said curls, but 3450 is closed. The first curls failed, but the second curl was kind of a cup and handle, right? It doesn't have to be the textbook, it just need to appeal to you. So don't worry about if something tells you, oh, this is not textbook. You don't care about textbook. It has appealed to your eyes, because if you have seen something happen so many times, that's going to work, right? So anyway, so that was a curl on NVIDIA. That was the long. So once it pushed over to 3450, I told everyone that put your stops at 120. The good entry was right here. You can take the entry right here, but this candle is little, the 120 is risk if you want to buy at 121. And then as it moved up, targets MTF cloud, and I told everybody to move the stops up, and then it really did nicely. Similar to the Tesla curls. Tesla from 400 paid well as well. So you need to understand these midday curls, guys, how to short and long the same day with the system. Great examples here, guys, Tesla and NVIDIA. All right, so next one we're going to talk about is UPS. Let's look at UPS. So let's look at what was the pre-market planning on UPS today. So UPS, the pre-market planning was extended bearish bias, watch 512s, and it's pretty simple. Once you see this 512 breakdown, that's a short signal. You short it right here, and once it breaks the pre-market lows, it's a fade. I did have everybody, there is no long, it's a short. I talked about the bear flag. A lot of this guidance was on the voice. So I talked about the bear flag, and we broke the bear flag. You can see that was 10-10 when I talked about it. From the bear flag 113, it went all the way to 19, right? Our stops were 112.50. And once that 112.50, and we kept moving the stops down. Of course, the stops came down to 111, this area. And there was a calls. I sent an alert that 512 curls. You can see this UPS alert on the curls. So that was the curls, and look at it, went from the curls to all the way to 114. So that's a great example how you can short and long a ticker with the Ripster clouds, only with the Ripster clouds system all day long, right? So beautiful example here, guys, from these curls, short here and the curls, and you can see the timestamp guidance, and you can see the pre-market planning as well. So next one we're going to look at is now. Let's see here. It was now. Let's look here now. So now again was one of our setups, which was a short today. Let's look here now. So let's go to the pre-market game plan. Now was pretty simple. Now the plan on now was bearish bias, 1000 big level to watch. So what I mean is if 1000 breaks down, it's going to fade more. So now broke down at the open, short, failed. 512s failed, and then it broke a bear flag, and then it broke 1000. So once 1000 breaks, it's going to fade much more. Hit 990, and ideally would have seen like much more fade. Then it curled, failed the curls again. But the main trade was right here, but it did give you another curl right here. Later in the day, you could long that setup as well, but mostly it was a short here, and you need to respect the system. You can't just get out on the pops. So now was another nice short and respected the system as per the pre-market planning. So let's look at the next one. Next one was MasterCard. MasterCard was actually the best long setup at the open. Let's look here. The MasterCard, I said most names heavy. MasterCard is good. Watch any pullbacks for the long ad. And MasterCard gave you the pullback. Even if I get told at 937, even after that it pushed really hard, it gives you pullback on the 512 curls, and it bounced from that 512s. And then, 575 was my target, and we did meet that 575 target. And then it hit that broke the 512, and then you get out and you can probably short it as well. Remember, earning plays have a lot of range, so you can trade both sides. So you can need to have a flexible bias. So this is how you change bias, right? You go to long and short on the same day. So it's really going to help you with that. So that was MA, pretty good. Pretty good trade in the community. Let's see the guidance here. I had a neutral bias was not clear, but when I saw that the strength, that's why it was. I'm gonna quickly go through some other earning plays. There were so many plays today. You literally just pick one and it was good. Whirlpool was a bearish bias to short the pops. That was the pre-market guidance, and you will see that most of that kind of worked. Whirlpool, game plan quite heavy on the short side, and that was at 10 a.m. when I talked about it, and even after that, it flushed to 105s. 105s, and then it pulled back and became a long curl, right? So that was a short too, right? So you can see that most of my traders, all traders in the community know what to do. And if its system is telling you that's a short, this rejection, you buy the puts. You can short 1,000 shares here, or smaller account, you can say 300 shares, 200 shares. You're risking $200, and but you are, literally, you are making $700-800 on this short. Look at the range, 110 all the way to 1.5. There are more plays like that. Comcast was another one. That was CMCSA. I don't know why they have the 5 no letter ticker. CMCSA was a nice short as well. Let's look at the game plan. CMSCA game plan was same. Bearish bias to short the pops, right? And it faded. It faded all day. You can see that. So I don't really need to do any recap. It's the same thing we do every day. Next one, we're going to look at MO. MO actually was the one that didn't really work. Let's see here. So MO, low ATR, bearish bias. I mean, 51 was support. It did work if you shorted it right at the open, but 50 was a big level. 50 psychological, 100 psychological level. They're big. They're very big levels. MO was working at right at the open. It did give you like $80 or 80 cents when pushed to 50, then it pulled back. So basically we didn't make much. It was a scratch trade here, didn't really work. Scratch to loser trade there. And then I said do not short it, and that was your curl setup. You could play to the long side. So another one to watch was Love. So Love was also another earning player. You can clearly see that what it was doing. Short under 31, long over it, and you see Love pushed from that 31, and there was a long MTF push. That was a really nice trade from the earning plays as well. So let's close with Baba. I mean, there was literally so many plays. It was such a busy day today. So Baba was a day two setup, right? So Baba was a day two setup. I was a little late on it, but again, at 10 a.m. it was pretty strong, and we hit 100. We had the 100 breakout I talked about yesterday, and then I said look for the target. Once you break 100, then target will be 101 yesterday highs, and once yesterday highs broke out, retested, it continued to push. So Baba 100 breakout was really, really good, right? It really, really paid well. So understand the importance of 100, guys. Understanding the importance of the psychological numbers. Tesla, the psychological number was 400 today, right? It was a short under 400. We had now, it was short under 1,000, gave a little bit. And, so many names like I was talking about this MO, which bounced from the 50. So psychological number, right? So same thing was Baba. 100 is such an important, it failed once, right? That's fine. But this time it did not fail. They tried to sell it at 100. You see that. But the way the day two setup works is if they are bearish and next day they get back over the clouds, you get back long. Right there, you get back long. And the range on Baba has been really good. It's trading 200% of its ADR, which is really, 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 really good. You can see the power, the strength, and you can see it did not break the 512 clouds at all. I was not really focused on Baba personally, but a lot of traders really killed Baba in the community. So you could see that why Baba made the move that it made, because you need to watch these day two setups. That's why I have this day two, day three strategy. You can see that Baba is on my day two here, because the day twos, and it was one of the leading day two setups. If you see that 6% mover, why you keep wanting to focus. And your Ripster Clouds will tell you, look at the option flow, right? I mean, you can go and see my tweets on Baba as well. And I said, we're going to push towards 100. And once 100 broke out, I'd said over yesterday highs should be going more. You can see the guidance here, right? So that's the some kind of confidence you need to bring in your trading, so you do not cut your profit trades early and let it ride. All right. Thank you so much. Take care. Bye bye.